I went in 1942 and I got out in 1946. I went to California and done my basic training. Then we went to North Carolina, and then we got on a boat and went to Africa.
And then I went away to a war, you know, when I was 18, when I enlisted for immediate induction into the, I would have went sooner, and I was going to go sooner. And Mom and Daddy, they didn't want to sign my papers when I was 17. But they finally decided to do it. So then I went to Denver and going to enlist. And the man told me, the recruiting guy told me, he said, "Oh, you just might as well wait till you get 18 because we won't take you anyway now." And then and I signed up for an immediate induction. So when I was 18 years old, I went to Denver and I got in the Marine Corps. I mean, that's where I enlisted in.
I was in the military in 1945 and 46. I spent 61 days on ships. In those days, we didn't have airplanes to fly the troops. And it was 23 days to go from here to the Philippines. We landed at Manila, and I was stationed at Manila.
I was in Oran and Algiers, and then we moved from there to Italy. We was in Naples, Italy, and from there to Anzio, and then to France.
We went overseas. See, first we went to Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, and then we was there about 2 weeks, and then we boarded ship, and that's when they was going to invade Japan. And when we went to board ship then, and to join the fleet, and there must have been well, that's all you could see, and then the Japanese quit the war because on the atomic bomb. And that's what we were going to do. We was going to sail and join the fleet, because we was going to, I think it was the 3rd of September we were supposed to invade Japan. My end of the Marine Corps. But I don't know what the Army was going to do, because that was MacArthur. He done all that. And instead of joining the fleet, we just went around the fleet and went to Guam. And then from Guam, we went to China. And I was on the other side of the world.
6th day of August, they dropped the first atomic bomb on Hiroshima. And then on the 9th day of August, they dropped the second bomb on Nagasaki. And 8th day of September, they shipped us to Japan. And we were stationed at the Kore Naval Base, which I didn't know where it was, didn't have maps, didn't furnish maps. On the 20th day of October, they called us in and said, "We're going to take you over to Hiroshima." They took us on 6 buys up to Hiroshima, and it was less than 20 miles away, and they declared it safe to be there. So I stood at ground zero. The picture that today is shown sometimes, this structure. I stood at that place on the 20th day. We were so thankful that whatever was necessary to bring a halt to the struggles with Japan, that we were just so thankful that they dropped the bomb. They say the casualty rate, I believe, was around 70,000. If they hadn't dropped that bomb and we would have had to invade Japan, we'd have probably lost 100,000 troops and probably 200,000 or 300,000 Japanese.
got into it every once in a while. We went in when we took Rome. We was in it, and then we was in Anzio too. That was a pretty rough place. Then we moved from there to. That's when we moved to France. Then we moved to France. We got stopped in Marseille. We was there for 2 weeks, I think, without no clothes or no razors or no nothing. We didn't have no barracks bag. When we landed there, there was an officer and a couple of enlisted men took our barracks bag and took off. A week and a half later, we got a message, wanted to know where the company was, and we told them, and they was up on the front. So they told them to get back there, and they made a company of MPs out of us. So then I was military police from then on. Oh yeah, we was guarding prisoners at first, and when we went to Africa, there was a big prison there. We'd get German prisoners off of the train and march them out to the camp where they's gonna be and processed them and guarded them.
I was in the infantry. Well, for a long time on Guam, we done construction work, and then I run a bulldozer. Mine pushed a lot of coral rock and stuff around, and then that big guy with the shovel on, he'd dump it in trucks and they'd haul it around. When the war first started in the islands, there was no streets and stuff, just little trails around, and the military built them.
And I was company clerk down at the Kore Naval Base, and then I went to Anamichi, which is on the other side of Japan, and I was the company clerk that made out the papers for all the troops to go home out of that particular Army unit.